A big shout out to Alaman Jolie, who wanted me to take a look at VROOM. Now, who are VROOM? They are a US e-commerce automotive retailer. Now, they haven't been doing that great of late, but Alaman points out in his comments to me that, you know, there's a massive gamma short squeeze coming July the 15th, where stocks need to be hedged at $2, which is unheard of. So that perked up my interest to see where they could be heading next and have a look at those charts to dig into the detail. And I'm also going to throw in a few trade ideas as well in the video. So with that, let's get into the analysis. The longer term weekly line chart paints a pretty grisly, horrible picture for VROOM at the moment, down nearly 98.5% from those highs that we saw back in the fall of 2020, and it's been, like I say, a slippery slope ever since, down to this zone here, less than $1 trading. And as you can see, the volume at price to the right there, all around this area, up to like $3.50. Really not looking great. Some resistance to the upside at $16 area, but really hard to see where it can go from here. It's not looking great at all, and it's going to have to be the fundamentals to turn it around, or like we mentioned in the introduction, something to do with that options gamma play as well. But heading into the 4-line break chart, if you are bullish for whatever reason, then we can see this bottoming pattern creating itself, and we've got two numbers to the upside for possible entry points: $1.86, $2.05. You know, if you are bullish, look for those as potential entry points, something for you to think about. And heading into the daily high Kanashi chart, our signals: longer term trend definitely bearish down the bottom there, shorter term bit more bullish. It is a volatile stock at the moment, around about 200% per annum, trading above its longer term moving average, and volume low, and that combination of low volume, high volatility can lead to big spikes in the price and can catch you out, so be very careful there. Now on to our long-term probability power box tool indicator, giving us a 97.3% probability, you know, estimation of price move to the upside at these levels, and that would be tied in for confirmation to these red dashed zones here. That's institutional power zones. As you can see, the price really is trading all around those zones. That's creating a support area for a potential move up, but the red shaded area just above that, that's the trend, still pointing down. We need that to flip before we want an up trading play, but definitely at the moment this trend is looking nasty. It has stabilized over the last few months at these low levels, but you know, if you're looking purely at the charts, it's not looking great still. And if we head back further into the shorter term using the Req'd chart, 0.1 block size, our signals again down the bottom, bearish trend, mixed bag between the stochastics and the regression, but nothing exciting happening there. Trend again on the way down. We've got a sell signal in play in our 2-line pink box breakout setup, although the price has moved back into that range, so a bit more neutral there on that one. And it's all about this $1 area. I think that's the support building. Can it break? And if it does, well, there's not a lot of downside left. It's down to zero, really, any of those numbers. And to the upside, if it can recover from here, 3.83, 5.55 and 8.34 could be potential targets. So some trade ideas using the first trade options play scenario builder. Now I'm going to focus only on the upside here, only because there's not that much left really to the downside to go, and I think that's too much of a risk to take. And factoring that in with, you know, the comments we talked earlier about squeezes in the price, potential sharp volatility move upwards, then like I say, I'm going to look at the long side, and I've put a hypothetical $1,000 into this play idea, and that will get you 709 shares, and like I said, would use up that $1,000, and it's got a good score in the calculator here. And if we go down to the scenario player, if we get it up to some of those numbers we looked at on the Renko chart, around the 3.8 area, that's going to net you a nice 173% return. It's about $1,700 in profit. But I think better play here is the 1.5 strike October call. Give you a bit of time to get there, and that helps with the costs. The actual cost of the trade, $315. If it gets up to that 380 mark, that's $1,300 of profit, 400% return, which is very nice indeed. And try to come up with some other bullish plays, but with a stock like this, the options ladder, the availability of strikes, deltas to pick and choose from is extremely limited. So we haven't got much to play with here. So I've chucked in a August covered call here. You want to probably do these calls monthly, so you can play that trade better. 100 shares. Like I say, we got the August 1.5 strike call here, cost $116. Gets up to those numbers, it's only a $34 profit. So not great idea there, but something else to consider. Really, to me, it's the call play, the October 1.5 strike, but your options are very limited. Funnily enough, in the options set up here, just because of the nature of the underlying stock. But hopefully that gives you something to think about. Taking away all the underlying possible fundamental reasons why this stock might move rapidly to the upside or continue its downward trend out the equation, focusing purely on what the charts are telling us right now, then I'm going for weak bearish overall. The longer term Heikin-Ashi chart not looking that great. Renko just feels weak generally. There is some upside numbers for you in the top right if you are bullish and you want to get into VROOM, and also the probability power score 97.3% up. That doesn't mean it's a certainty, by no means whatsoever. It's just saying that that price level, it stands a very good strong chance of moving up, and you can see the red T there needs to turn green before I'd get interested even thinking about that one. And if we turn into the targets, upside, obviously it's got a long way to go, and the only way is up, so to say, of this sort of stock. 2.28 to 1 and 4.72 to 1, and downside wise very limited, very risky, 0.87 and 1.06 to 1. But overall I'm going weak bearish VROOM. So technically the picture isn't looking great for VROOM. The fundamentals not that impressive either, but we're focusing on the options interest there that could spike things up, turn it a bit more frothy come mid-July. Now expiry 10 days away, 15th of July. And before you go, I want to just show you the options prices, just so you can get an idea of the sort of volume at that $2 area in comparison to the rest of VROOM stock. Now if we look at bar charts here, notice the open interest all very low around where the price is at the moment and above it, but look at that huge 57,176 at the $2 strike area on the calls. Massive number, and that is what you need to be wary of, watching for, and that could cause ripples through to the price come 10 days time. So that's the interesting factor to this stock at the moment. Let me know in those comments below what you think is going to happen next to VROOM. what's the possibilities, is there any for this stock in the long term? Like I say, let us know. And if you like today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.